I have come to believe, and I would very virulently argue, everything must begin, like in a martial arts or a prize fight, with respect. Respect this side, respect the other side. And he questions this side, and he questions the other side. Then let's rumble. Let's get it on. Let's rumble. Give me a clean, hard fight. That's all I'm asking. And I think that is a very, very good adage for life itself. But there are people like Mark Levin who will violate those rules on character, those rules of decency, those rules of sportsmanship will violate them by on character. And this is the kind of bully I call out. This is the bully that is the bully of bullies. He'll use the language to intimidate. He's a superior pedant. He thinks he knows more than anybody else. And if you don't agree with this man, you don't see it his way, then you're stupid and you're not a patriot. Unbelievable. Anytime you have to use ridicule, mockery, ugly language, despicable language, ad hominem attacks, you're finished. I believe anytime you enter an confrontation encounter in the environment, in the sociology of the absurd, everything happens in the now. But it should be one guiding principle: sportsmanship, character, respect. This side, respect the other side. Even though we're 180 degrees out on what we want to say. Once it's done, who has the preponderance of evidence and argument should prevail. With no expectation of fairness, gratis, you fight any way you have to fight to win. Prize fight is not fair. The premises are sportsmanship. When they get in the ring, the pros get in the ring, they do everything. They violate all the rules. They gouge, they rabbit punch, they step on the feet, they use the forearms, they use everything. If they do it out of sight of the referee, and that's part of survival. And that's the skills you have to bring in when you fight a man or oppose a man like Mark Levin. When you oppose a man like Mark Levin, then you have to do all these things and more. You take nothing for granted. You don't assume anything. You adjust as you go, taking full responsibility and ownership for everything that happens. I caused it. I made it happen. You don't go in full well knowing Mark Levin is a hideous, disgusting, horrible looking individual. And still ugly. He calls others dwarf. He's a 6 feet tall, but he's a fat 6 feet tall. He's got a fat belly and an ugly wife. And he's ugly. He's despicable. He has no personality, no nothing. He's just a despicable, disgraceful, ugly imitation of what it is to be a human being. In other words, he's a gutter rat. Period. On character and on principle. And a man has to be a damn fool to let this man get away with anything. It's a human obligation. I see it as my human obligation to tell a man like Mark Levin, Levin, you are out of line. You're out of line, Levin. But I would never permit this man to insult me, to ridicule or mock me or brand me. He's the king of branders. But yet he himself is a despicably ugly creature, a monster. And yet he's going to brand me. You have to get that in your mind. You carry your own weight out there. You say and do what you have to do in the now. Make it a happening. But you never let a man like Bill O'Reilly, a pompous, arrogant, no spin, big old Betty, Bill O'Reilly. Or Dr. Phil, not if I stand. Well, stand up, Phil. He's trying to intimidate me with his height. I'm 5'2.5". He's trying to intimidate me with his height. Come on and do it. Bring it on. I'll have a little something for you. But you never let anybody get away with doing a thing like that. That doesn't work. That doesn't get it. It requires preparation. I know Mark Levin like I know the back of my hand. I watch this man. I listen to the show. I punish myself. He is literally disgusting, unbearable to look at visually, and worse to listen to. But yet I put up with it. If I want to talk about him, I have to know exactly what I'm talking about. In philosophy, we call it getting the essence of the man, getting the stink of the man in your nostrils. Then you deal with him. I got the stench of the man, and the man, of course, is Mark Levin. I got the stench of him in my guts and pass him through your bowels. See what I mean? Process him. Take him internally inside you. That's what I do. It's called internal analysis. Very well prepared for a man like this. You have to know what you're up against. You have to know what you're talking about. And above all, you never let this man control the social reality or control the agenda. You never let him start off a branding campaign. He doesn't brand me, I'll brand him. He doesn't insult me, I'll insult him. He doesn't ridicule and mock me, I'll ridicule and mock him. But if worse comes to worse, and remember I said if worse comes to worse, you got to be ready for it. Then it becomes chingazo time. Then you got to be able to throw a good punch and make it land. That's the last resort, you understand. But should that become necessary? Because what you're doing is, with a man like Mark Levin, you've got to dig into him. He digs into everybody. I would dig right into Mark Levin. Dig into him. Get under his skin. Provoke him. Throw him off balance. Change his rhythm. Whatever it takes. But the first one you must understand is no respect to a man like this. No respect at all. You do what you have to do. You say what you have to do, but you don't let this man, Bill O'Reilly, any of them, Jesse, what the hell is that fool's name? Jesse, you got your, see, I'm getting older, so my mind slips me. You got your, what the hell is his name? The giggling fool. That giggling fool. And you got your Ben Shapiro's, that punk. Then you got your Jesse Ventura, Jesse Waters, that's the name. Another punk. Laura Ingraham, another piece of trash. Megyn Kelly, a further piece of trash. I would never let these people start an aggressive attack, mount an attack. I would knock them straight and tell them exactly what I think of them, directly, right to their face, with the vocabulary and the words that are called for in the situation. Put a period on that.